Hey, how are ya? Hashtag Health, Wealth, Life, day 90. Today I'm on the move. It's been a mad busy day. I had 5 clients straight this morning and then had to figure out how to eat well. Didn't mind going into a little bit of fasting in a ketogenic state. Talk more about that another time. And ketogenic diets, you can start to look them up if you like. Lot of evidence and studies going on about how they're healthy for you. Hopefully you can hear me because I'm in a busy street in Paddington and a bit of a health, wealth, life on the move today, so running a little bit late. So, what we're talking about today, food for thought, and there's a little play on words there. I want to read you something first. So, here's a quote. And let me ask you the question first. How well did you eat today? How well did you eat? And the next question, if you looked at the blurb for this video, is how well did you eat no matter how well you ate? And you'll know what I mean by the quote in a minute. So here's the quote. An alarming fact is that foods, fruits and grains and vegetables are now being raised on acres of land that no longer contain enough minerals and therefore starving us. No matter how much we eat, no man of today can eat enough fruit and vegetables to supply a system with minerals he requires for optimum health. Now, what makes that more interesting is, does that sound like today's day and age? Maybe it does, maybe it doesn't to you. Maybe you're aware of it, maybe you're not. But that was delivered from the American Senate in 1936. 1936, unbelievable. 1936. So the point that I'm drilling home here is that the soil, if we look at the European soil, the stats on that is 72% less nutrients than 60 years ago. So do you have parents or grandparents who say the food just doesn't taste like food anymore? It doesn't have any taste, and that's part of it. The more nutritious you find the food, the more vitamins and minerals the food that you eat, the more tasty they are. You might not have noticed that before, but that's something we should all be aware of. If it doesn't taste of anything, there's probably less vitamins and minerals in it. Or you're just eating something watery. Some foods and vegetables and fruit are pumped with water just to pack them out, weight, and make them look fresh. Ginny, how are you? Is that the right way to say your name, Ginny? Tell me if it is or not. So even organic food is 10 times less nutritious than it once was. And my opinion is that even if you eat perfectly, like you make sensible food choices, you don't eat processed foods, you don't eat too much refined carbohydrates, you're not getting as much nutrients. Caught me live, yes, well done, Ginny. Great. So you're not getting enough nutrients, and that's the point of today's broadcast, is even if you're eating organic, you're not getting as much as you was 10 or 50 years ago. That is for certain, that is for sure. But even though our grandparents did eat organic naturally, but more food supplies, more chemicals are introduced to our food supply each year. It's estimated that over 10,000 new chemicals are added to our food supply each year. Crazy. How can that be good? That can't be good for us, right? We've got to detoxify that. And one of the issues of being obese is toxicity and malnutrition. So if someone's overweight, most of the time you think, how can they be malnourished? How can they be malnourished? They're overweight. They're eating too much. But actually they're not eating enough nutrition. So they're craving energy, they're craving vitality, so they're feeling a dip in energy, craving more calories. So they eat more food, thinking that's going to give them more energy. And that's a natural response from the body. Give me more, my stomach feels empty. But it's purely down to nutrition. So if we can get more nutrition into the diet, not so much more food, but more nutrition into the diet, then it could starve off hungers, excuse the pun. You could stave off hungers even. You could reduce your hunger, reduce the amount you eat, but actually get more nutrition into your system, actually lose weight and help yourself. I see it a lot in work. Interesting. What do you do, Ginny? What do you do? So nutritionists would suggest, hi Alicia, how are you? If I say anything that resonates, give me a thumbs up, give me a share. I do dare to press the share button and press invite. Invite a friend, let's have a conversation around this. I mean, this is fascinating. I love this stuff and I hope you do too. So my take is that, nutritionists' take on it would give you a baseline supplement to take. So you take, whatever it may be. I won't state the stats. Some nutritionists might argue different to other ones. But as an example, a broad example, you may say 15 milligrams of zinc a day, for example. Take a multivitamin every day. Some might go as much as take 2 or 3 multivitamins, different strokes for different folks, right? So what we need to think about is how well are we eating every day? No one eats perfectly 100% of the time. Some of us can do really well. Thank you, Elisa, for sharing. I appreciate that. Some of us eat really well, but even then, are we eating the quality of food? So the first thing we want to think about is what we're eating. And what are those big ladies eating, Ginny? What are they eating most of the time? And then how is the quality of what they're eating? So what is the quality of what they're eating? That's the next level. Now for me, I have a baseline supplement booklet that I created, I put together. I'd be happy to share that with you. It's my thoughts and my take and my knowledge over the years. I've been 20 years a personal trainer, trained with some of the best people in the world around health and wellness who actually get results. And so I'd be happy to share that knowledge with you. If you'd like that booklet, just type in SUPS, S-U-P-S or S-double-P-S, S-U-double-P-S. However you want to spell it, type in SUPS. I'll be happy to share that with you. And it's just information about the baseline, 7 baseline supplements that I believe should be in our baseline diet, just sprinkled into our diet. Now there's another beautiful thing that's coming out called food grown supplementation. I love the concept of this, and this is, most supplementations are synthetic. And is this good for us? Is it bad for us? Some people say it's not recognized by the body, so it actually doesn't get into the system. We just weigh it all out, or the other all out, and it doesn't get into us. You could argue that. So for me, the theory behind food state or food grown supplementation is really fascinating. And how that works is they grind the food into a paste. There's one supplement company I was looking at the other day. Very interesting procedure. They grind the food, real food, into a paste, and then they grow a form of plant which you can focus into higher vitamin and mineral levels. That's loud. So you can basically focus in on vitamin C, for example, and then sprinkle that into the food paste, and it actually crystallizes over a 72-hour period. And then they make those air dry them, make sure no pesticides, fungicides or herbicides are in there. So they test it, you're getting a pure clean supplement, and then they create that into a vegetable capsule which is easily digestible. I love the concept of this, and the studies behind that say that you have to take less of it because your body recognizes it as a food, and it contains all the other enzymes and other food state chemicals that are around when we eat normal food. So for instance, juicing is another good thing. If you put a whole plate of kale in front of you, it might take you 30-40 minutes to eat. You think, oh, my jaw's killing me. Most people work long hours and easy to eat carbs. Yeah, how hard is it to eat well, Ginny? It's, work long hours, and eating in London in particular, trying to find a healthy options, I think it's really difficult. You really need to plan ahead. Or you're just eating, you have to go for the salad, but even then you don't know where the salad's come from, has it been sprayed? It's tricky. It's tricky. So for me, I'm a big fan of supplementation. I think we should top up with these things. It makes a big difference to my energy levels. If I want to lose body fat, it makes a massive difference. And the 7 baseline supplements booklet I put together, I'm happy to share with you. If you type SUPS in the comment box, type it in there, I will be happy to share that with you. It's just information for you to take on board and do what you choose with. So supplements are a minefield. So, what should we take? The first 3 probably in the gym you're looking at is a multivitamin, a quality multivitamin. Not all supplements are made equal, just like food. You get some vegetables that are high in vitamins and minerals and some are not. Some proteins, some meats that are good and some are not, right? So it depends on where you shop, where you get it from, the source. And it's the same with supplements. So not all brands are amazing. Yes, Alicia, you have yours. Maybe you can share something you got out of it, Alicia. Share something that you liked about it, that was good about it. And that would help people understand what it is. The booklet, that is. So type that in the comment box for me. Not all supplements are made equal. So you can get some good ones, you can get some bad ones, just like anything. Just like eggs. You can get a bad egg, just like people, right? So you need to know where you're getting them from. I personally like a food grown, the theology or the theory behind that. Not theology, the concept of it is what I'm looking for. And I think, if the soil is farmed intensively, it drains the nutrients from the soil. Now, if the plants are grown on there, and if the animals graze on that land, the nutrients just aren't in the soil. So then they're not in the plant, and then they're not in the animal. And then we eat the animal and we eat the plant. Or we just eat the plants, or we just eat the animals, depending on your type of diet. So yeah, it shouldn't be too expensive, and you shouldn't need to take loads. Like bulking now, bulk supplementation is on the decline, I feel. Most people have gone the other way and said, let's get it right. I believe in a lot of testing. So let's test where you're at. Where is your, there's lots of tests that I can provide to my clients. So I look at omegas, I look at the Lens health questionnaire that I have. That's the easiest free one on my website, Lens Health Report. Take that. Probiotics are a good one, Alicia, actually. Lots of stuff on that. I'm going to do a video about that soon. What's another one? So vitamins and mineral levels, do all the blood testing, intolerance and allergies. These are all things we should know. And then hormones, if we want to go a little bit deeper. I've actually worked with a doctor on that. So these are all things that I think we should know. Take the steps. So take the Lens, take the Omega. These are cheap. These are so simple to do, and we should know these, all of us. And it's something we can easily take care of. Then you're looking at the intolerance and allergy tests, and then you're looking at vitamin and minerals, and then hormones, and they get more pricey in that order. So I'd suggest it's a massive, well worth investment in that. But firstly, eat highly nutritious foods. Take the time to source them out. It will make a massive difference to your energy, your love life, sex life, your relationships, your work, how effective you are, blah, blah, blah. All that good stuff, right? But sometimes we don't relate it to that. And I think it's important that we do. And we should have, it's the point of these conversations, to bring up these things and make you think about things in a slightly different way. Hope you can hear me okay. Can you hear me? Give me a thumbs up and let me know that you can hear me all right, because it's loud as hell out here. All right, so that's the food for thought today. Short and sweet, I believe. We're looking at the quality of the food you eat, and not just what types of food you eat. So the first level is, what am I eating? Get rid of processed carbohydrates, get rid of processed food altogether, get rid of grains. You want to get rid of grains. It'll aggravate most people, and then they're highly sprayed and blah, blah, blah. They're not good for you. I know there'll be someone out there who argues the opposite, but that's the way it is. Rose, how are you? Good to see you. I feel there a conspiracy theory why people don't know these things. Yeah, there kind of is, right? Because if you think about the food industry as a whole, as a business, it's not a health business. It's a money-making business for companies in the food industry. They want to make money. And so does the medical industry. So the sicker people are, the more medical drugs that they get to make. And there's some marvelous things going on with drugs that help people, don't get me wrong. But if we improve the health from the ground up, we look at the soil, we look at the plants, we look at the animals, we look at what people are eating, what they're ingesting. That's got to have an effect. That's just obvious stuff, right? But I think most people don't stop to look at this long enough, or think about it long enough, right? So if you'd like the supplement booklet, 7 baseline supplement booklet that I put together, it's really straightforward. I made it really easy to understand and to follow, and it'll give you just a nice bit of information so you can understand this part of stacking solutions. This is one of our solutions we're stacking very easily. So if you'd like that, type SUPS, SUPS or SUWPS in the comment box down below. Type it in and I'll share that with you. Happy to do that. All right, so what did you learn today? Please share whatever you picked up from this video, or a thought that it may have sparked, because sometimes I might get you to think in a different way, which is what it's all about. And please type in, Alicia, type in, and everyone else who's live, or if you're watching as a recording, I know the Friday night videos tend to be the less busy ones on the live because people are out and on it. Or maybe not, maybe they're just with family. So just give me a summary of what you got out of this video today in the comment box. Take a moment and do that right now for me, please. I'd appreciate that very much. All right, so have an amazing rest of the day. Take care of yourself and everyone around you. And remember, happy is a skill that you can learn, and this is a better way to bring out your personal best. Let's go get some health wealth right now. Let's take the world with us. See you tomorrow, guys, at 6 p.m. Have an amazing evening.